Exactly. Call to order the November 5th, 2018 Transportation Committee meeting. Councilman Kluat is present, but he's out of the room right now, and Councilwoman Cazzo is out of town right now. All other members are present, not pleasant. Councilman Cagliari, will you please lead us in the invocation?
Thank you. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we ask your blessing on this gathering tonight. Give us the guidance to do the will of the people and what is in their best interest. Thank you for the law enforcement and first responders in the parish. Protect and guide them in their jobs. Thank you for the military that defends our country, and honor those who are veterans this weekend for Veterans Day. We ask these in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes, indeed. If the public would like to make a comment, please fill out a card. You have 3 minutes to speak. I've got nothing to add on the committee chairman's report. However, it's my understanding that the administration has requested that we remove item number 6 from the agenda, and that we remove the Oak Lake subdivision phase 1 from item number 7 from the agenda. Any objection?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I think what we wanted to do on item number 6 was move it to the full council to discuss an executive session, so that we could have an executive session discussion on that. Okay. And on item number 7, we just wanted to remove the Oak Lake roads.
Okay, I misunderstood then. Do we have any objection?
Make that motion if you need one.
I think we do need a motion.
Move to 6 to the full council.
Okay.
Full council and executive session. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Can we have a second, Councilman Cagliari? Okay, any discussion, any objection? None, so moved. Moving on to item number 5, though, acceptance of the minutes of the October 8th, 2018 meeting as written.
Motion.
We have a motion by Councilman Lambert and a second by Councilman Cagliari. Any objections? None, so moved. Let's see, moving on to number 7, the only road we have on there is Keystone of Galvez, Marblestone. Is that correct?
Yes. This road was brought up, I think, in 2014. They had some problems. The barn wasn't pulled, but the contractor did complete the work. Actually, it does come in the system because of 365 days rule that we have, but this road is back in normal condition. It should have been when it should have been taken in the first time.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Councilman Lambert, a second by Councilman Kluat. Any objections? None, so moved. Number 8, Department Report, Mike Antelope.
I'll take this one. Good evening. But this one's pretty short. RJ Daigle is finishing their last task on their contract. They're going to be beginning drainage work on Jeanette Thursday or Friday, depending on weather. And then I have a list of the other work where they're going to do work on other roads. I also have their task table attached for you to take a look at. You can see what work was done, the change orders, and then this last task, how much it is. And, I think we did real well with staying under the contract amount. So, and then you can look at DOTD's activity report. I highlighted all Ascension projects and the works going on. I do want to mention LA 22. We had a pre-construction meeting today. They're planning on starting work the Monday after Thanksgiving, so that'll be going on. And LA 42 is moving, but the one thing I wanted to mention about that, they're closing LA 42 this Saturday near DS Tire. They're going to detour around AP 929 to where it turns towards Post Office Road, 929 Airline, and then 73 and back around. So we asked the public to take those detours and not through subdivisions or, substandard roads. But other than that, you can take a brief look at everything, see if you have any questions.
Councilman Clark.
Yeah, Casey, on the Gold Place Road intersection,
Yes, sir.
I see their update, but I mean, what we got on that?
They, I ask every time I see them, I believe it's ETEL that's still moving their lines, and according to DOTD's utilities guy, they're supposed to be, he keeps telling me they're gonna be done with it within a week or two, and he's hoping they'll be done before Thanksgiving, moving everything, and then once ETEL is done, they can break ground, with road construction. So I'm hoping definitely before Christmas they should be working. But I'll check with them again and ask them, Mr. Reno, the DOTD guy, I'll have to ask him again, if he can push them a little bit to move faster.
Yeah, I just want to, if you touch base with them, just let them know, both parish president and I have gotten reports on like some drainage issues on the Gold Place Road side by DeLone's, and as it turns, it goes to 431 to Babin Canal. That during the construction and different things that happened there, ditches were pretty much stopped up, and if they could try to maintain that while they're doing the utility work, we'd
Sure.
appreciate it.
I will get their contact information and definitely give them a call or email and let them know that that's been an issue, and to keep it clear moving forward.
Do we have any other questions on this item? I think we're good right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, it's not. Wouldn't move that. Just full council. We can bypass this.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, I should have mentioned that the second attachment is our pavement management work progress. It tracks pothole patching, chip seal, overlays, things like that. So if you want to take a look at that, they're doing really well every month. So I did want to make sure that I give them the props that they deserve.
Good evening. I wanted to add to that report. I know Councilman Satterley doesn't sit on this committee, but an update on Swamp Road for the management part. Boxcar's group is going to be tackling the shoulder and edge work along Swamp Road in the next 2 weeks is what I got, some information I got from him this evening. So we're looking forward to completing that.
Good job.
Thank you.
If you take a look at the Move Ascension update little packet I just handed out to you all, I'll kind of go through that. You can see we got the updated the list of the CDCs. I'm going to start trying to present this to you more in a holistic format, I suppose you could say, with each project from start to finish, as far as not only just including this work, the pre-construction work, but the utility relocation, the clearing and grubbing, which is part of the construction contracts, and the right-of-way. So I want to include all that and start doing some more details and update the website with maybe a different viewpoint than just having maybe an engineer's mindset of giving you all these updates. Because this is what we're used to looking at, tracking these items and milestones with the engineering contracts. But I think it's important for the public to see the totality of the effort that these projects are accomplishing. So I hope to get that to you in the next report. A couple of items I wanted to point out before we get into some of the details here. I have an update on the LA 930 transfer. We've got to a point where we are in agreement with DOTD. They're in agreement with our value engineering recommendation. A little change that we're going to take over because due to the liability of the design and the fact that we are going to let that project, we are going to take over the design that they have as it is, add our value engineering component to it, modify it, reseal those plans, and get those let out under our under the parish's control there. So that gives us a better timeline and a better way, a quicker way to get this project done. We're not sitting at DOTD waiting for anything to get approved.
You said LA 930?
LA 930, the road transfer.
Right.
road, or one of the one of the roads in that package.
So what's our timeline on that?
So the next step is the CEA is going to be going to the Division of Administration Office of Contracts. We're hoping to get some help from the state, the DOTD, and maybe some of our elected officials in the legislature to push that through. It's coming up on holiday season, so I think they're saying the normal time frame to get a road transfer contract signed through that office is around 2 months, 2 to 3 months. So we're hoping to shorten that time frame down, and so that's the next step, getting it finally turned over to us. But while that's running a parallel path, we're going to start working on getting the scope prepared to take over that design and have one of our consultants review them, add the VE component to it, and reseal those plans. So it'll be ready. We're kind of running parallel paths here. So that's an update on 930 if y'all have any questions on it.
Do we get compensated for that?
For
doing the engineering work
No,
that they
sir.
were going to do?
No, sir.
Our responsibility.
Not specifically. Our initial ask was for them to take the value engineering recommendation, incorporate it into their plans. They came back to us and said that wasn't something they're comfortable doing. It's a liability on their part if we let the project. So they didn't want to add in a design that we gave to them and then us let the project. So that was their issue with it.
So how much more is that gonna cost us with engineering?
Well, initially, we thought it'd be around 200,000, but I think it's going to be substantially less than that because they have agreed, I forgot to add this, they have agreed to give us all their files, the electronic files, and all their design data in raw format. So having that's going to be a lot easier for the consultant to look through it. It's a liability concern for the consultants. So they're not going to just take someone's design and stamp it. They have to review it and go through it with a comb and make sure everything lines out.
Right.
So
So we're taking this over not for schedule reasons, but because they won't do it. Is that correct?
that's the main reason, but I think we want the benefit of us doing it is mainly for the schedule. So
I'm looking at the Move Ascension projects, the Henry Road widening. We're still at 60%. I mean,
we should be getting into 90%.
yeah, we seem to be sitting there for a while. You know, are we still going to grade the? Are we still going to grade the design contracts as far as time and quality of work? Because we are lagging behind on that one.
We want to look at all the work product we're getting from all of our consultants. So
I mean, timeliness is huge on this, and
yeah, absolutely for everyone, for all the consultants, we want to hold everybody's feet to the fire, if you will, on all these projects. It's important. We told you all we were going to meet a schedule, and we aim to do that. So.
okay. Well, especially on one that we've heard about for years, school bus, and that seems to be the one that's lagging behind.
Yes, sir.
Do we have any other questions on it?
Count 3127.
Okay. 3127. Yes, sir.
So well, I'll leave that description out. It says that next step, contract supplement for T. Baker Smith to perform traffic analysis for additional turn lane, as well as NEPA for phase 1 begin. So my appreciation of this was they were going to do enough work for us to purchase the right of way now, and it's my understanding that that's what this contract would entail for them, to do enough work for us to obtain the right of way. Now, are they telling us that they have to have some additional monies to get there?
No, that's not entirely the ask here.
So they're not asking for any more money?
Not right now, but they understand the process.
Well, what does this contract supplement mean?
Well, that's so we're going to give this project get the right of way.
Now, what does the
prepared for
contract
DOTD.
supplement mean? Does that mean they want more money?
Well, to do the traffic analysis, that was taken out of the original scope. So, but in order to get this project, we can get DOTD some right of way information and identify the property. That's what we're going to do. That's what they
So
said
what I'm trying to understand is, are under the original contract, are they gonna do enough work for us to acquire the right of way?
Yes, absolutely.
So we don't need this next step to acquire the right of way?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Well, I don't know why we're doing it then.
I mean, you know, our job as a department is to give you guys the expertise and understanding to get these projects completed. And doing a traffic analysis is one of the main ingredients to getting any of these projects identified with DOT. So in order for them to get an H number, we're gonna have to give them a reason why we want to do this project. It's not gonna be because we need to go bypass Donaldsonville. I mean, we have to give them a reason. We have to show the hard data as why we want to do this project. And one of the things to show that is a traffic analysis at some of these intersections.
So have they given us what these extra costs are?
Well, I haven't gotten scope and an actual cost to do that yet.
Okay.
It's just an update, you know, we can talk about that. I'd like to really meet with DOTD and some other possible stakeholders in this and to see where this could lead to before we spend any more money. Yes, sir. Right, correct. School, you have to do it when the schools are in, and obviously the bridge being open is kind of a big deal. I don't want to make light of that.
By the right.
You know, it's a big deal, but we got to return back to a normal sense of operation before we do any traffic analysis. So.
But we can't purchase the right of way before we do this?
Yes.
The traffic
yes,
analysis?
Yes.
Okay.
As far as I'm aware, but.
What does that mean?
As far as I'm aware. I think we
Go
can,
ahead.
we can purchase the right of way before.
Can I get one, or you can let Randy go?
No, go ahead.
Finish up.
So Mr. Matassa and I had talked about this some, which is the St. Landry to Edenborn connector. I mean, not to Edenborn, St. Landry to Ashland.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put this, are we gonna plan on putting this in the move ascension, bucket?
Cost share.
Ready to do that now.
Is it possible that we can track this in the move ascension, bucket?
Well, I was going to ask him to put up the money to build a road. Partner with us on it, so yes, we could.
We've used a design consultant out of the Move Ascension CDCs. Well, I say Move Ascension, the design consultants that we hired under retainer.
That came through the move ascension
So the
group.
Move Ascension, we've developed a fund to put the bond issue in, and we've created this program. So part of that program was adding the CDCs, the contract design consultants, to that process.
He's on the Edenborn extension, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's all clear now, and ready to be built.
Right.
We wanted to ask the industry to look together with us on cost share. Hopefully to get them to build a road and the system. We have already spent a bunch of money on, you do know the property was given to us by BASF. And so we cleared the land and did the drainage work on it, ready to be bid. So I just wanted to try to get with them because if they would do the project, it'd be done half the time. You don't have to do the public bid process. And I think it'd be cheap. So, so we actually put it in the intersection project.
Yes, sir.
Discussed it.
Do we have a timeline on meeting with them?
We don't have time on the road, you know. Any roads coming out of St. Landry would help the more addiction, but it also helps the industry on Ashland Road. Big time. Not the actual plan itself, but the employees and traffic getting dirty.
Right.
I do believe that, I talked to several of them briefly, and they, at the time, I didn't have everything together. Now we do. So, they didn't say they wouldn't help, they just wanted all the information that we had at the time.
We have a chamber luncheon to, that's one of the other things I wanted to talk about. Coming up soon, we added an additional meeting with the Transportation Master Plan. And in that, we're giving the chamber luncheon a briefing. And that's, I think, about 100 business owners in the community. So I've talked to the chamber director, and he's going to try to set up a meeting to discuss some possible funding help with the industry in that area. So.
I'd like to set some sort of timeline on this, just so that we don't let it linger.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I mean, we could be waiting for them for a while, but, if we can do something in the next 30 days, if not, we'll start building the road and get another road done.
Yes, sir.
I guess my only comment on that is that it's an important link, and it's about $1.5 million. Granted, that's a lot of money, but it's a relatively small amount of money to open up a key area that could relieve traffic on Highway 30 and could assist our citizens getting back and forth to work. And I'm really, and I appreciate the parish president and the administration's effort to try to get the industry to chip in. However, I think that I would love to see us move forward with this, even if we have to fund it out of our Move Ascension funds. The industry they donated the land for this.
Right.
Councilman Cluett.
While we're on that subject, I'm gonna go ahead and point out that, I don't have a problem trying to get industry to pay for part of that, but you got a large amount of industry and, probably 30 different industrial sites that would use that road for their employees. But industry does pay over 50% of our tax base right now. So,
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna, I'd say let's get a cost down and let's get moving to build a road. On another
I
thing,
second that motion.
Like I said, that we've already had the land donated, but this is something as a council and as people that represent people we want to achieve. Okay, so see if we can work that into the deal somewhere along the line.
Yes, sir. We'll add one thing. During this design, we part of tying into a state road is you have to get a DOTD permit. So
Right.
during that permit, we added doing drainage along Ashland, which we added to the consultant's contract. We
Right.
also, out of the traffic analysis that we did, the traffic count showed that in year one of this, we'd have to add a turn lane south on St. Landry, turning onto the new connector, and a right turn lane north on Ashland, turning right onto the new connector.
Right.
So, and really DOTD wanted us to do that before, during the construction of the
During
new
the
road.
initial construction.
We got to an agreement where we would look at it in year one, and if it is needed, we can add that. But those construction costs for just those turn lanes are around $150,000 extra.
Yeah.
So there were some things that were added in, and I think that all that together, added to the fact that maybe we want to reach out and take a look at, cost sharing. So the administrator wanted to do so.
Well, I'd be more than happy if we can build the road and get a little cost sharing on the turn lanes. Maybe they can handle that for
Maybe,
us
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
to get that moving.
And while we're talking,
Yes.
and I still have.
Go ahead. Absolutely.
While we're talking about the Move Ascension, I noticed that the LA 3127, on the sheet you hand out, is colored in that it's a standalone project, not Move Ascension.
Funding.
The funding for it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We're tracking it, in the spreadsheet.
That's funded, Randy, out of the
Oh, I'm sorry.
CF money, the
Yes, right.
sales tax CF money that was dedicated for that.
I just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah.
I know we'd said it like 3 months ago or whatever, but I see this.
I'm not quick tonight. You're going to have to ask me a question next time to get a response.
Try to throw something out there, see if you catch it.
Yeah, I'm slow. I'm running on short sleep from the game weekend, so.
But we definitely need to move on the connector.
Yes,
And,
sir.
on the rest of this, when do you, is there any plans in the near future to take another look at the total number of roads that you have on Move Ascension?
To look at the,
You have the list of roads.
Right.
On Move Ascension. Is there any plans in the near future to look at
additional?
increasing, additional?
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. We want
Okay.
to keep going and keep the momentum going with the design as long as we have funding to do this do these additional roads.
Yeah, because and I know you know, you run on traffic studies and things like that, but while we don't have a lot of growth in my district, we do have a lot of cars that pass through my district, and
Right.
I don't have any roads in that whole area on that.
Yes, sir. Now, we're looking at any suggestions you may have, take a look at. We can go out and do some, to start it, we need data, I need hard data, so doing a traffic analysis, we can do counters in-house, but any intersection improvements, some safety projects. A lot of these are based off of safety, crash data,
Well,
and
that's
the
what I'm
need for
saying. I
safety
believe on,
improvements.
some on 22 and some on 431, that there's still some areas for improvement. And
Yes,
some
sir.
intersections there and some things like that.
Right, yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Wanted to add in one more item here that just got information around 4:30 this evening, an email back from our environmental consultant, which is under the program management, program manager, H&TB. They sent notification that the 2.5 miles of Roddy Road corridor, the permit was approved, and they gave us the mitigation, the need, they gave us the evaluation of what needs for mitigation there are. So I think it depends on what you buy, what banks you buy from, but the big part is getting that permit in hand. So it's one of many that are going to be coming. Anytime you touch new ground outside of the existing right-of-way, you have to get environmental clearance, even on road projects. So Roddy Road's 2.5 miles. It's the longest stretch of for the project. So we're excited to get that in. So I'm guessing I guess it's the guy that we have at the Corps is helping out with this stuff, so paying off.
Very good.
Good job.
Any other questions on move ascension? Mr. Enlow, do you have anything else to add?
We can go through some of this other stuff. The body of work is a little bit hard to describe in a short meeting like we have tonight. But anytime you all want to sit down individually and go over some of this stuff, like I said, I hope to have some specific schedules on each of these projects, because these are the design task orders. Some of these design task orders are going to be rolled up into maybe one project. Roddy Road with the Church Point roundabout, that we're going to see some phasing in construction. So I'd love to sit down with you in the next few weeks, within the next month, and go over maybe some schedules to get to soup to nuts on all these projects. So the master transportation plan, we're moving ahead with that. Like I said, we were invited to go talk to the chamber on their luncheon in November. We're excited about that. We get to talk to a lot of the business owners in the chamber, and I want to mention Barker Dingman that's helped out with that with the chamber. He's been instrumental in helping us. We're going to do a live poll during the luncheon as part of the presentation, so get some data and some feedback from the business owners on kind of what they want to see and what would help their businesses. So we're excited about that, and we're just moving forward with all the items you see here on the program. So looking forward to finishing the year strong and keeping the momentum going next year.
Very good. Okay, moving on to item number 9, amendment number 6 to the master contract for general engineering consultant services, transportation master plan development and implementation between HNCB and Ascension Parish Government to renew the existing contract for an additional year beginning on December 20th, 2018 through December 20th, 2019 with a budgeted amount of $1.2 million for the term of this contract.
Okay. This is basically a renewal of their contract to continue with the work they've been doing on the program.
Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion by Councilman Lambert,
Second.
and we have a second by Councilman Dawson. Do we have any objection or any discussion?
I have a question.
Yes, Councilman Dawson, question.
So we're talking about an additional, what is that, 450,000, is that correct, from the additional contract? So this gets us
No.
another year?
No,
what
so
is
that,
this?
so this is these are the strike-through changes we're making to the scope and well, basically the scope. As you can see, we wanted to take out the existing title in there, replace that. The original $750,000 was for the master transportation plan, the development of that plan, which was task order 1. Since then, we've added up to task order 5. The program management, 2 right-of-way task orders, and the environmental task order. And that came along with 5 contract amendments. And this is the 6th one. So we're renewing the
So
master
this is in
contract.
addition to the master, this is not just for the master transportation plan, this is for other work too,
Yes,
is
sir.
that correct?
Yes, sir.
So it's a 1.2 million for the year.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Is that in the budget?
Yes,
Is that
sir.
in our budget?
Yes, sir. That's where that figure came.
Projected budget for 2019?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. The projected budget, that's at 1.2 million. So we're looking at maybe realizing some rollover from their existing contract. So we'll wait to see next month how that comes out, but
Okay,
yes, sir.
thanks.
Do we have any further discussion? Any objections? None, so moved. Moving on to item number 10, approval of resolution and capital improvements plan as required by Parish Transportation Fund Act. Mike Enlow.
Yeah. Tacey put this together, so this is,
Takes Ravelet.
This is a yearly plan that we put together with a general projected scope and budget. So it also allows us to use some monies from the Transportation Act in incorporated areas such as in Gonzales, Sorrento, Donaldsonville. So this just needs to be passed before the end of the year. You can take a look at, we have a general projection for the next 3 years on the last page, as well as 3 years of a list of roads for the next 3 years as well that we're planning on reconstructing.
yeah, I'll add to that. This is, I think I determined it's around $780,000 we get from the Parish Transportation Fund Act from the legislature. I'm not excited about how this plan gets put together because I think it kind of is more for the old police juries and smaller communities. They really want you to put down all the roads you're going to do maintenance on throughout the year. We have our capital improvements we can show them, but we don't know what roads we're going to need to go put patch potholes and do all that kind of the smaller tasks. So we kind of throw in the whole list of roads that we could work on at any given point, and it kind of meet the auditor's request of fulfilling this plan. So
We'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
We have
Second.
a motion by Councilman Lambert, a second by Councilman Gilat. Any questions?
Yeah, real quick, there's nothing you can do about it, Mike. You know, the way it is.
Right.
It's
Not
been
yet.
that way for a long time.
Yes, sir.
I don't think you're gonna change it before the end of the year.
no, sir, not before the end of the year.
We'll keep trying. Any objections? None, so moved. Item number 11. Motion by Councilman Cagliotti and a second by Councilman Lambert.
Amen.
We're adjourned.